pretty drunk people go on and they get and see all of them. I watched this and it's really hurt. That's what I'm hurt. But I believe that you were one was working. I didn't really know. Today and tomorrow. America. Bound by faith, freedom, and opportunity. A nation worth the defending. Prosperity to a long line of warriors. Free without stand to the land of freedom and its enemies. Unwavering. In our cities, our soldiers, airmen,
I was the McLaren manager for.
And then you guys also did and camera hybrid and front and rear. We're working on the
Hey, it's completely mounted right there. Yeah. It's completely mounted. All right. No, hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. I'll send it to you.
For this fantastic trophy that we saw earlier this week as well. It's just so this is ways we've heard a bunch of different ideas of strategy, things like that. I think this is going to be more of a team style as well as system style. You're going to have to be good with strategy wise. Sometimes last week, a market where, we were just about to pay the caution comes out, you get that. So you're going to try to avoid those situations. Today's a big preparation, might get, going to be giving you one of those, they might work out okay. So, what I used to be close to
They just never found a role. I've apparently been cleared by PTO and I've interviewed
probably noticed it's back on carbon.
Everything. You can't see it on this, but on some of them.
All the suspension arms, they're all fiberglass. I mean, carbon fiber.
Carbon, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing the U.S. Navy, please welcome the U.S. Navy Band.
There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Y'all have fun. You have to hold me
The last song, Anchors Away, is the Navy's famous surface song. For those of you with us today who are new to Navy car racing, the high-tech design of these cars may be a bit mysterious. At speeds of 200 miles per hour, they're rockets on wheels. And their design creates the downforce that keeps them on the ground.
Downforce. I will explain this to a 5-year-old. That's too technical, I think, 5-year-old.
Downforce pushes the car into the ground.
When the wind hits the car, it pushes it down, and because it pushes it down, the car sticks to the ground better. Downforce is what pushes it down. Downforce.
Downforce is, it's like a plane, you know, when a plane goes really fast, it starts to take off because the air gets under the wings and it flies up. Well, on an Indy car, the wings are upside down, so the faster it goes, the air pushes on the wing and pushes the car into the ground.
And what a plane uses to take off, we use it to get it pulled down to the ground.
It's literally doing the opposite of an airplane.
Plane goes up, the car goes down, the car stays on the ground. Wind. Remember when you're in a car and you put the window open and you just flop your hand around like this, which is super cool? Sure you do it, otherwise talk to your dad. When your hand goes down, that's downforce, that's what the whole car does to create grip. And grip is like sticky like cheese.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Well, congratulations. Oh, nice. The 6th.
So.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. That's okay. Okay. Come here, guys.
Also, this is a diesel. This is a diesel hybrid. So you guys, so the diesel is actually on your side at the end.
I noticed that. And this is what BAE Systems makes.
Batteries
where I work. That can't be on.
Yeah, they're trying to switch over to diesel hybrid and see how things work from there.
I mean, it's smart.
Oh yeah. So when I was talking about.
Hopefully that wasn't recorded.
They were here first.
Hey fans, it's the Washington Nationals first presidents in this very slide.
Anybody else stand up there? That's a much bigger grandstand.
You can't just wait for them.
You can't stand right here. No, I understand that, but it's people going up and down. Woo! Woo! USA! Go Juicy Newgarden!
Drivers who also distinguish themselves in service to our nation in times of conflict and all the rocks. So they put those stories of what's this fire, World War I flying ace, Eddie Rickenbach.
Eddie Rickenbach, a first-generation American born in Columbus, Ohio, Swiss
I'm gonna block your shot real quick, I'm sorry.
Between 1922 they lost the captain when they got spared. He headed up the base, purchased Minneapolis Motorcycle, the only army down there was the Marines. And in 1980, serving over the street, I guess they got along with that. Was not generated, he was before opened by a special release of he was just now Indianapolis. Rickenbacher in 1921 took part as a writing and release driver in the very first
Look at those cars.
I actually started with a year on it.
1916 and placed 10 in 1914. Rickenbacher won 3 major races at other tracks in 1916 and was the third-ranking driver in the AAA National Championship Series. And were here in Baltimore in unlikely circumstances, which would lead to predetermined national and aviation advising to the government. Rickenbacher sold at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on November 14, 1945, to Anton of Terra. Rickenbacher is the only person ever to have both driven the Indianapolis 500 and be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Race fans, I'm here to give a big shout out to one of our favorite partners and that, of course, is Chevrolet. We draw special attention to the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1X. Check this machine out. This is obviously the new design of the Chevrolet Corvette. The 1,250 horsepower that this thing generates will get you to 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds and up to a top speed of over 230 miles an hour. I can tell you that that is race car fast. That is IndyCar fast. I got to take a ride out one of those the other day, courtesy of our friends at General Motors and Chevrolet. I got to tell you, it was the thrill of a lifetime. This is the car that's going to be pacing the field when they come around to take the green flag from the President of the United States, and this thing is the thrill of a lifetime.
Race fans, Anthony Cowan here on pit lane, and what do we have here, everybody?
right there. She right there.
Most importantly, thank you to those fans that are here to celebrate our 250th anniversary of our country.
Yeah, I know it's a big day for just IndyCar, but any message you want to tell those fans out there who came to this race today?
Yeah, fans, thank you so much for supporting the NTT IndyCar Series. We love the opportunity to race for you all year long, but certainly to do it together with you all here for the 250th anniversary of our country. Have a great time today. And tell your friends about IndyCar, man. We want to keep this IndyCar momentum going. Our friends at Fox have really helped us, but it really is on the backbones and the backs of all of you who make our sport so special. So thanks.
It's also a shape that's really middle of nowhere. I know. Right there. Yes, well, we wrapped around. That's how they get somebody else to help them.
don't need a lot.
I was going to ask you.
U.S. Coast Guard Band is based at the Coast Guard Academy. Inaugural celebration. Let's watch some of their stories.
Okay. Yeah, because they had the bad
The Spanish-American War, 1898.
Yeah, I figured they were going to do the whole thing.
Everybody in the house just shows up. Pretty I think this is a lot. Oh, yeah.
I'll get in there. I'm just going to know about it.
You want me to take you 3?
Yeah. Oh, I put it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. You want to stick, you guys? Sure. That's a high pool guy.
It's an iPhone, yeah. As long as you're okay with the iPhone. We'll wait till they go.
As somebody who plays hockey, as a hockey fan and has been a race fan all of his life, I can assure you there's plenty of crossover between the two fan bases. And I'm glad that you did, a hockey player, because it's certainly not me. Certainly not me. A great shot, all the fans getting ready to roll. Such an exciting time as we get ready for the Prix and 250 Grand Prix of pre-race festivities continuing as well. In just a few short minutes, millions of viewers across the nation will be joining us live on Fox. So to get us primed, let's take a few minutes and watch some great IndyCar action.
Go ahead.
It's kind of funny how some people talk about racing when it's almost Superhuman daredevils. They're strapping into a rocket ship on wheels and singing each and every lap. And the green flag drops, it stops. Comfort zones. There's no picking your plate. Yeah, baby. Your team is over. Running so close to the wall that you have no cuts. It's no course. Tighter, meaner, like a puzzle someone put in a blender and style spotted. Unforgiving city streets. Canyon is basically a high-speed hallway with cool intentions. You drive with the gun every lap. Wrestling the car like it owes you money. Full on, being detected zero intermissions. This isn't easy. It's raw. It's brutal. This isn't just it's stripped down, and that's why it gets out. Real speed, real racing, it's disgusting.
I love it. It's called Emma Lion. It's a whole series. It's brilliant. I'm recommending it to everyone. She's awesome. I just need one. We need 1 point. I don't want her to go in the hole. Ah!
This is the slipperiest board.
It is slippery. It doesn't count if it bounces. Not my best round. Oh no.
Too much. Damn good game.
And I'm really not my best friend.
Bye, Diamond.
Our tickets get us there, right? Like, it's part of the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing we can't do is drink from.
Okay, gotcha. That's the paid. Okay.
Now it's just
Oh, you got it. Let's take it. You got to go there. Okay, gotcha. That's cool. Let's check it out. All right, we're gonna go see if we can do that viewing platform that. I think he's not maximally funny. I appreciate what you do. Well, this pillow needs a click.
And its arena became holy ground to drivers and fans alike. Most importantly, fans began referring to championship cars as the cars that raced Indy, or more simply, Indy cars. Decades passed, sanctioning bodies changed, and IndyCar racing died. Evolving regulations and continued support of American automakers led to sporting innovations like the rear-view mirror, the turbocharger, front-wheel drive, amongst many other advancements now standard in production cars. The Indy 500 is supplemented by events all over North America. Their names now synonymous with American motorsports, like Long Beach, Road America, and Mid Ohio.
Oh yeah, I will. Don't worry.
IndyCar racing of the 21st century. And companies like Chevrolet, Honda, and Firestone maintain that legacy today. No matter the time, no matter the place, whether on a road course, a street circuit, or an oval, IndyCar competition is, was, and will always be the United States premier motorsports championship.
Oh, Mike.
Series racing on the streets of the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It's a fantastic weekend without really beyond this good event. After, of course, AMR and GMR, the good folks at Fort Warner have done just a fantastic job. Of course, the championship trophies and as turn charges that are provided with the card. Of course, the big ones are Chevrolet and Rick Motors, who is also the best of the merchandise system possible.
Yes, you do, please.
don't want me to open it, and I don't want to like touch people's stuff. You know, it's like you do it. Yeah, I broke one yesterday.
Right, yeah.
Just looking after like.
I bet you like.
Leading the field of the Prix rally with the IndyCar 2C fastest junior and rolling across the ladder.
Yeah, it fills up. And then it,
And starting 23rd, having the best season of his young IndyCar career, from the Cayman Islands, Kippen Simpson. Starting 22nd off his best finish of the season last Sunday, from Idaho, Speedway Rob. And 21st on the grid, winner of last Sunday's race in Canada, and the 2022 Indianapolis 500, Marcus Ericsson. Starting 20th on the grid, a six-time race winner of the IndyCar Series from Ohio, Graham Rahal. And starting 19th off of season best second place finish in last Sunday's race from Montreal. DHE starter on the grid rides car number 6 for Arrow McLaren from California, Norman Siegel. And starting 17th, he's his chance at the championship from the Netherlands, Prix DK. Starting in 16th position, the 2025 IndyCar Series Company of the Year from England, Louis Foster. And starting 15th, the winner of the 100 Indianapolis 500 from California, Alexander Rossi. Starting in 14th position, our two-time series champion, two-time Indianapolis 500 winner from Nashville, Joseph Newgarden. And starting 13th, six-time MTT IndyCar Series champion, Scott Dixon. Starting in 12th, the two-time series champion of 2018 Indianapolis 500 winner, Will Howard. And 11th on the grid, riding the race for his rookie season, Kyle Collette. Now the top 10. Starting 10th, the winner of this year's Indianapolis 500, Felix Rosenquist. And in an unstarting spot, a two-time race winner this season from Denmark, Christian Lundgaard.
Okay, we should have brought one backpack.
And the seventh silver, 10-time IndyCar race winner from Monterrey, Mexico, Kyle Ward. Starting in 6th position, he sits third in the championship from Chicago, David Malukas. And starting 5th in his 61st IndyCar race from New Zealand, Marcus Armstrong. And now the front row, starting second, 5 of his 6 career wins have come on street circuits like today's. From Florida, Kyle Kirkwood. And on pole position, 4-time series champion and 6-time race winner this season, Alex Palou. Ladies and gentlemen, now taking a lap around the track to preview before they go racing the 25 drivers in today's Freedom 250 Grand Prix.
Can you be an American? It's a special honor. Very to me, being American, I feel like it's a very unique
Andy, at least take it out to dinner first. Batteries are all packed right down in the bottom. That's the trans out right there. Yeah, so it probably.
Oh, that'd be cool to come around and stop in
is photo opportunity. Will join us as the pole winner for tomorrow's race. We're currently joined, though, by the second place qualifying driver, and it'll start on the front row for tomorrow's Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C. in Kyle Kirkwood, drive the number 27 Sam's Club Honda for Andretti Global, his second front row start of 2026. Best start since pole position at Nashville a couple weeks ago, and, oh, by the way, officially has the track record here on the streets of Washington, D.C., 56.7 in round number 1. All right, starting up front.
Might stand forever.
You could. Cool. I don't know. Well, yeah.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
What do you think about this circuit? What do you think about qualifying and maybe the race tomorrow?
It's been a long day. It feels like we've already been here 3 days running, right? Right. These condensed schedules make for long days. But it was a lot of fun. This circuit, I think, if you look at it from like an overhead shot, it just looks like a bunch of 90-degree corners. I tell you what, it's not that. And once we actually got some laps around here, there's some high-speed bits, right? Like turn 6 and 7 is crazy high speed for a street course, and there's some really low speed like turn 2, and then there's some mid speed corners with 3, 4, 5 in one. So it's pretty enjoyable to drive. I think it's no doubt bumpy. Obviously, they did the best that they could with grinding, but just the nature of being close to the water and just streets in general in a downtown area are never going to be super favorable for a car that are running a millimeter off the ground. But it's been a lot of fun. It's got a lot of character.
Any feel for maybe how the race will go tomorrow? I mean, how starting up front obviously is always good, but it seems like as long as we go 147 laps, a lot of guys have
managing arm deg. Yeah, that's going to be my thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, quite honestly, it's going to be interesting to see how the race pans out. Right, I think we had a very caution-filled event last weekend, and I feel like people might be thinking, oh, it might be caution-filled again, and they'll be a little bit more timid, which will make it all green. I feel like we flip-flop like that all the time. So, or I can be completely wrong, and it'll be completely caution-filled. But yeah, only time will tell. It's going to be physical, though. This place is very quick. The corners, the grip that we had when we first got here, there hasn't been a lot of evolution, and it's physical. It's steering's heavy. There's huge brake zones. Our brake temps are very high. It's a tough place.
Work with the biceps between now and then. Let's open it up for questions. Start here in the front row with Zion, and then we'll go Jeff, and then Bruce after that.
Did you get it? Dude, it's been bothering me this whole time. I don't think so.
Well, I'll follow up directly on what you just talked about. How do you kind of approach this being up front and not knowing if it'll be a race full of cautions or not tomorrow?
I mean, you approach it like any other race, right? You can't plan for cautions. But you also don't want to put yourself in a position where you can get absolutely hosed by cautions, which we've done a lot this year. If I'm being honest, I feel like they've always fallen at the wrong time for us, right when we're on an in-lap. But quite honestly, I mean, you just got to drive your race. You got to do all the things that you would expect to be right, given that it is a green flag race, and go from there and hope that you're not collected with some of the carnage, if there is carnage to be had. So, yeah, it's just like any other race, if I'm being honest.
And I want to follow back on something you touched on briefly, is the 2-day street course weekend. Obviously having to do it 2 weeks in a row now, unexpectedly last week. Are you in favor of it, or do you think 3 is the right number?
No, 3 days is the right number. I think this is exceptionally hard on the drivers, but even more so on the crew, right? They get here at 5:30 a.m. They're going to be here till 9. Those are long hours, and for them to show up to the race tomorrow with a little sleep after getting up once again at 5:30 or 5 a.m. is very, very hard on them. So I think from within the whole paddock, we would prefer 3 days just to spread it out, allow people to sleep and eat and hydrate and be prepared.
Jeff?
Hey, Kyle, you talked yesterday about your excitement in general for this event. Actually being here and seeing the fans and the vibe today, what did you make of the actual atmosphere?
You know, we saw some fans, right? But within the paddock, it's more closed off than a typical IndyCar race might be. So we haven't seen all the fans, but I actually took a moment on one of the warm-up laps in the qualifying to kind of just look on both sides of the track. And it's quite a distraction because it's kind of like the Indy 500 in a sense. Like you look out and it almost feels claustrophobic from all the people on both sides of the track everywhere, not just in the stands, like all the way around the entire track. There's rows of people, which was incredible to see. It's big for IndyCar, our sport, for the U.S., for us drivers, for us teams, our sponsors. It's all win-win.
Have you tried to buy any merchandise yet?
Have I tried to buy any? Yeah. Why is there none left?
No, maybe there's a long line. So
I bet. I saw a lot of people wearing a lot of merch, which is good for us too.
Bruce,
is tonight almost going to be like a night before the Indy 500?
How do I answer this? I mean, there's no comparing the night before the Indy 500, right? Like that is the biggest build-up ever, and then the cannon shot in the morning. No, it won't be, but it will weigh more than other races. A lot of other races on our calendar, maybe more so than any other, except for the 500.
And the other thing, because of the bumpiness of this course, especially how it affects you in the turns, how tough is it to be aggressive going after a driver to pass him and not lose it?
I guess we'll find out, right? People are going to have to be aggressive. It's the nature of our racing. There's not a whole lot of passing opportunity. We'll see what degradation's like. If there's a lot of tire deg, then you'll probably see a lot more passing. But down into 2 is not a super great option. The only real one I can think of is into 5, but you need a really good run through 4 to do anything.
Let's go.
Right, Alex?
Joe, you have a question for Kyle too?
I got a question for him. Hold on, sorry.
You got a question?
I got a question for Alex. How do you go faster on your 1 lap?
It's the first time I didn't have traffic. I had you.
And I had Pato.
I know, but that's why. It was the first ever time I didn't have traffic. And I had tire warmers too.
Do you know how frustrating that is for all of us drivers?
I'm sorry, what was that at the end?
I have tire warmers too.
Internal? Are they like inside the carcass of the tire? Yeah. We do that too, but it doesn't work that well for us.
All right, let's take 2 more questions for Kyle before we cut him loose, and then we'll get into Alex as well. Go ahead, David.
You mentioned arm day tomorrow, 147 laps, 250 miles.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yes, it's going to be good. Right, Alex?
It's your question.
No, it's going to be physical, right? Like, this is on par with one of the more physical street courses, I think, on the season, and we typically do 90 laps at those other ones. So 147 is going to be like, we're going to get through to the end of what a normal race would be and be like, all right, 57 laps to go. Hang on.
2 more pit stops.
Yeah.
It'll be tough.
Looking at the track, conventionally you would think turn 2 is going to be the passing zone, but you guys are all kind of fading to the left to, I assume, avoid a lot of the bumps. So is that going to be a passing zone tomorrow?
I mean, we do that at Detroit too, right?
Yeah.
It's similar to Detroit in that sense. It's just not as long of a straight. You're just not going to really see anyone passing on the right, then clearing them going into there. I would doubt, unless they have a horrendous run out of turn 1. But yeah, it's a little bit less than Detroit, but similar in some ways.
Joey, last question for Kyle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess this is good with Alex here. You've gotten a moniker, King of the Streets. That's kind of hit you quite well lately. How do you feel about that moniker? How do you feel about calling King of the Streets?
I mean, I feel like we've been good everywhere, right? Like this season, we almost won at Phoenix. We've been right there at road courses. Street courses is obviously Andretti's forte, and I've won all my races except for one on street courses. So I understand the title, but at the same time, I think maybe a little bit unjust to say I'm only good at street courses from some people.
Cool. Kyle, thanks for coming in. Congratulations. On the front row start. We'll see you tomorrow for warm-up. As mentioned, Alex Pillow is also here in the number 10 OpenAI. Chip Ganassi Racing Honda's 7th NTTP1 award of the season, first since Road America. Second pole on a street circuit this year. 19 career poles now, which ties in with Joseph Newgarden and Danny Sullivan for 16th on the all-time list. Your thoughts on getting another pole here for 2026?
It was awesome, super fun. I love these Fast 6, like 1 lap.
Yeah.
Didn't really work for us in, what was it?
Arlington?
Arlington, I believe.
Arlington
Yes.
didn't really work for us. Long Beach, we were close, but I think we got third. Detroit, I think we got it. Detroit with the same format. So yeah, really liked it. It was incredible. My car, the OpenAI car, was super good. Really fast, obviously, and to get another pole, it feels great.
How nerve-wracking. One lap. That's it, right? So
it's the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. I kind of, there's a side of me that loves it, that when I'm heading into the corner without knowing if there's going to be enough grip or not, it's like, yeah, it's an hour at a time. And the other side of me is like, man, this is not good. We should not be braking there. But it's fun. It was great. It's fun when it works out.
all right, open up for questions for Alex, Bruce, Wolfgang. I see you. David after that. Bob.
So this race is historic because of what it is, but you do realize you could possibly walk out of here tomorrow as another champion. How do you put all that into perspective about what's at stake for you tomorrow?
I think the best thing is that we have this huge opportunity with the status of the championship to just focus on the race and try and make history. Like, it's going to be the first ever and last ever Freedom 250. So it's going to be awesome. The trophy looks incredible, and we want to win that. So I think, obviously, I feel like if we can do one, probably it's going to maybe take care of the other one. Never know. But yeah, I'm really thinking about the race more than the championship. Obviously, getting both at the same time would be incredible.
We'll go Zion and Bob after that. Zion, go ahead.
Yeah, so I asked Kyle about it, and he was kind of against it. But just what are your thoughts on these 2-day street weekends that we've had the last 2 weekends, even though it was
too intense. Yeah, it's just very hard, man. Like this morning, we got our first meeting at like 7. I guess everybody has done the same schedule, but I mean, like, we got the first meeting at 7, then you do practice. We had like literally 10 minutes to debrief before practice 2 because we had to do autograph sessions. Got like 30 minutes for lunch, and it was practice 2. So I'm very lucky that I have an incredible team that can put a car that it's incredible ready from the get-go. But if you need to work on the car, like make it faster or work on yourself, it's a struggle. So I think it's a little bit too intense. I prefer when it's a 3-day weekend. But yeah, we had 2 back-to-back, right, with Markham and here. Hopefully we go back to 3-day.
Bob?
I'm curious, on normal times when you have the poll, do you look at the starter at all for the green flag, or are you just listening? And tomorrow, are you trying to maybe take a peek over to see the green being waved?
No, like I think what we like, I mean, there's an area where we can start the race, right? So it normally you gotta pay attention to everything, but I think ultimately the pole sitter calls the start, which is good. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It's the first time that we're gonna start after turn 1, right? So it'll be fun. I think we just have an incredible opportunity this weekend to show our product to people that's never been around IndyCar or have never seen it. I've just seeing the stands, how packed they are already on Saturday. It's incredible. So cannot wait for tomorrow.
David.
Kyle mentioned it already, but I've heard a lot of comparisons of this track to Detroit. You, of course, won the first race at the new Detroit. So kind of talk about that, because it does seem like Detroit's usually a chaotic race, and chaotic races haven't really favored you this year. So how do you kind of mitigate that tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be chaotic. Like, it's a street course. It's new. It's 250 miles. Like, there's huge bumps, like huge. So it's going to be tough. Like, it's going to be chaos. People seem to love it. Like, it seems like the more chaos we have, people just love it, as last weekend. So we're going to bring some more chaos. Hopefully I'm not involved. Hopefully I can make it a bit boring. Yeah, I honestly love it. There's how the corners are shaped. It allows you to attack a lot. It has a lot of grip. I didn't expect this tarmac to have so much grip. And that's why it's so physical, like for us, like the big bumps, and just how grippy it is. But I really like this place a bit more than Detroit, and I think the race is going to be
like there's more passing opportunities, in my opinion. There's turn 2, there's turn 5 for sure. It's so wide. Like if you attack someone and if they want to defend, you have the exit of turn 5 that you're going to be able to make it. Turn 6 is impossible, but yeah, there's 2 to 3 passing opportunities, so it'll be fun.
What do you have to do tonight to prepare physically for tomorrow?
Have a good dinner and rest, chill. Yeah, it's a normal day. Like I prefer not to change my stuff just because it's a longer race. It's the same as the 500, right? Like I prefer to keep it as normal as possible. Like, yeah, it'll be a normal night.
What do you characterize as a good dinner?
Just very expensive dinner, you know. I'm joking. I would say a lot of. I love to like. I'm so hungry now. Okay. And now it's going to be past my bedtime almost. Like my kid is like, my daughter is going to sleep in like an hour, which that's my time as well. So pasta probably. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I go to sleep very early. Yeah. I don't go at 7:30, but like 9:30. 9:30 is great.
Well,
people should try it.
We'll go one from Wolfgang and then Enrique. Stand by. We're coming to you off of Zoom. Go ahead, Wolfgang.
Alex, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a question concerning the grip level. From the first time you made your first laps until today, after qualifying, did you recognize or feel any big changes in the grip level? And what do you think about the traffic situation tomorrow, driving in traffic here?
Not big. I think when a track has so much grip itself, the evolution is not as big. Like, for example, Detroit, the track grip is very low, so we see a huge evolution throughout the weekend. Mid-Ohio used to be like very low grip with the previous tarmac, and the evolution used to be huge. But nowadays, when the tarmac is this good, you barely see some evolution. Obviously, more rubber is more grip, and I think tomorrow we're gonna see it, especially 250 miles. Like it's gonna be tough, and a lot of rubber going down. But I think the traffic, obviously, like if you perfectly spread everybody, I think you have a gap of like 2 seconds. So there's going to be a lot of traffic tomorrow for sure, which makes it for a great race. Like it's just going to allow people to do different strategies, be on different tires, different fuel loads, and that creates passings.
We got time for one more. Let's go to Zoom. Enrique Naranjo from Marca. Go ahead with Alex Palou.
Thank you, Dave. A quick one in Spanish for Alex to let him go to sleep early. Alex, felicidades.
Gracias.
Oye, te he visto motivado este fin de semana para ganar en Washington por el hecho de ser una carrera única, pero mañana pues el ambiente va a ser diferente, va a haber mucha más gente, va a ir el presidente. Sería una forma bonita de ganar el título, ¿no?
Hombre, sería muy bonita. Me encantaría, la verdad que sí. Aunque no pienso tanto en ello. Yo creo también porque creo que tenemos una posición muy buena en el campeonato. No está hecho todavía y aún faltan carreras, así que tampoco me quiero estar pensando mucho en ello. Pero a la misma vez, como tenemos puntos, como que puedo olvidarme un poco de ello y pensar solo en la carrera. Mi madre y mi hermana van a estar en Milwaukee, no están aquí, tampoco mi mujer y mi hija, así que la verdad me gustaría ganar esta y ganar el campeonato en Milwaukee, si te soy sincero, para poder hablar solo de esta carrera, saborear esta carrera y luego poder, ojalá, celebrar con toda la familia.
Bueno, también lo firmamos. Mucha suerte para mañana.
Gracias.
Congratulations, Alex. Go get some pasta and some sleep, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Let's go. Good night.
We'll warm up at 9:15. You can see it live in the United States on FS1, and then, of course, the race itself, the Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C., just after 1 p.m. Eastern, live on...
and not just the time needed to put together, but also minimize disruption to the local community as much as possible. Beautiful painting that makes up the start-finish line. You saw it all come together, the various layers of paint that had to be applied to the street to be able to put that together. Truly amazing effort by everyone, and again, hats off to our good friend, that's going to take the fun thing there. That dream that he had thought of just 1 year ago, taking shape and certainly has been after
Somebody said today on television that Joseph is a very strong guy. Very strong.
Broken foot. Oh, wow. So, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'll take it out. I'll take it off. Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Nice to meet you. Felix. Thank you very much. Very subjective. First subjective. It's a lot of fun. That's I'll be in top. Now it's a pretty big pass at this thought about bringing my camera that has something. Hey, Danny, James praised for me. Yeah. Huh? James praised for getting the people in this part because we're not going to get.
She's done a really good job on this one.
Bing bong.
Great show today.
let AJ the Guardians go at that point.
God bless.
take a pause to remember the brave heroes who gave their lives in service to our country. To recognize the benefits of war and union with pride. And to thank the men and women who are serving our nation today. Gentlemen, and Chevrolet are honored to take part in the Prix Military Appreciation Ride. Tribute to the courage, commitment, and service of the men and women of the United States Armed Forces around the world. Now on track, in the Chevrolet Silverado Star Special Edition pickup, you will see 6 flags representing 6 branches of the U.S. military, along with the service members across this category. This time, we'd like to ask all active duty service members, both Guard and reservists, and all veterans who are in service today, please stand and wave. From the Army, give a round of applause. From the Navy, from the Air Force, from the Marine Corps, from the Space Force, and from the Coast Guard. Please join us in recognizing their service, their sacrifice, and their unwavering dedication to our country. As extraordinary men and women together with the strength to support their families, bravely defend the freedom we all share each and every day. For more than 100 years, General Motors and Chevrolet proudly supported the U.S. military from regional factories around World War II, providing special legal offers for active duty service members and veterans. To a $3 million commitment to train veterans and military families for tomorrow's careers. There they go, right here. Let's give a round of applause. These commitments are part of a broad promise to the communities where we live and work. Supporting American jobs, strengthening local economies, and helping build a future worthy of the freedom we celebrate today. On behalf of General Motors and Chevrolet, we're honored to share this special moment together with all of you, and to be in the presence of these remarkable men and women here today in Washington, D.C. So once again, we have strong gratitude and appreciation for the men and women of the United States Armed Forces.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and First Lady Melania Trump.
God, we come before you with reverence and humility. Because you alone are holy, worthy of all glory, honor, and praise. You are the creator and sustainer of life. Therefore, we pause to acknowledge our grateful for your unfailing mercy, steadfast love, and abundant grace. Dear God, as we gather together to enjoy this day, we ask for your providential care over every person participating and attending. Bless the driver with skill, steady-handed and focused as they operate these powerful machines. Bless the crew with attentiveness and grant these grace of future favor. Bless the spectators with joy of fellowship. And lastly, O God, we ask that you will give us your strength, give us your peace. Bless our nation and bless this leader. For it's in your holy and precious name I pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Arm down. All right, stop. It's just back.
Yeah, this is a couple of players engineers on the radio we say safety, they're already trying to minimize the number of pit stops that they're going to have to make. Yeah, for sure. So again, if there are enough laps of caution, they turn into a pit stop race. The number that one of the strategists told me is that they needed about 1 laps of yellow out of 147. They're trying to drive and take a pit stop off the race. 30 laps.
himself in pole position as he was falling back and forth for most of that. Armstrong 6 goes William Seven.